Sarno turns to his new friend, the priest, Aldrich, also a dwarf. Aldrich, it's time for us to head into the north. See if we can find those half-orc brothers, marvelous oath, and bring news of them back to Riga, here in the hidden city in the desert. Welcome back to Prof E Plays. I'm Prof E, and so what we did last time, you may or may not recall, depending on when you saw the episode and when you saw it. Uh, so last time, our character Sarno got captured by bandits and brought to the hidden city here in the desert. So that's it. The bandit captain was a person by the name of Riga. They captured him. They said what they would like for him to do is go and find this pair of half-orc brothers that went in search of the ruins of Tal-Yool in the forest. Where the forest is, we don't know. All we really know is that the brothers headed north. So you can see where I have all these question marks. Right? The entire area here to the north, right? Question marks, question marks, question marks all over the place. Oh, we should probably add one here, even. I can't rule that out. Right? So all of these are possible locations that they may have been going. We have no idea whether they're there or not. We don't know. Right, so, one thing that I did off screen, though, you may have been confused by the introduction of a new character, Aldrich. Ulrich. There's no D in there. Ulrich. New character for me too. Uh, I decided that Sarno had built up quite a bit of money, so he needed to divest himself of some of that. So that's a good time to go carousing. So that is what he did because he was, after all, in a city. Sensibly, the city is going to have a tavern somewhere. So he did, in fact, engage in some carousing. That carousing got him three experience points. So he's up to 9 out of the 10 he needs to get up to level 2. And it also happened to get him a priest ally. So I rolled up about this priest. So he's going to be featured here as well, right? So that's how I decided we're going to add to the party. Is as we acquire allies, we'll just add them to the party one at a time. I think that's kind of a nice way to do this without ending up overloaded with too many characters all at once, as I have sometimes done in the past. And I think also that my currently running Sevius campaign, I might just have too many characters in it. But in any case, it is what it is. Uh, and what we are doing now, this time, in this episode, which is episode number, I believe this is 10? Yeah, we're on episode 10. All right. So I'm write down episode 10 here in my book. Right, that's exciting. Is we are heading to the north of the hidden city so we can see what we find. So I'm kind of excited about this. All right. So this is more than just like exploration for exploration's sake. Now we have an actual goal in mind, and that goal is going to be related to what we find in terms of terrain, because we know that the rumor was that Tal-Yool is in the forest. I'm going to sensibly say that once we get to a forest, that's where Tal-Yool is. How is that for uh, decision making right there? All right, so we're going to go ahead and roll my 2d6. That tells me. Oh, wait, no. Yes, 2d6 tells me as we move into this new hex, what does it look like? It's a total of 8. 8, same as current terrain. So 602. Right, so it's another desert we're wandering into there. All right, so this would be, oh, that's the direction we're going, but forgot. We need to, oh, one of them gets to lead the way. Which one should actually lead the way? They're both dumb. They both have intelligence of 7. Well, at the very least, we know that while leading the way is an intelligence roll, this is something that Sarno does get advantage on because of his background as a minstrel, so he does have some sense about navigation. So I'm going to go ahead and give him that. So let's go ahead and see. We need 12, remember. 18 minus 2 is going to be 12. So yeah, so we do actually manage to get up to 0603. To need a new sheet of paper for this one. Running through paper like mad. That's the problem with traveling north, is that I don't want I have things written out of order, but I don't know how much space things are going to take. So 0602 is where we are now. We know that it's a desert. We also need to find out what kind of danger level it is. So danger level is going to be a roll of a d6. And I got a 6, so it's a deadly desert. Oh, the deadly desert. There we go. All right. So then we need to roll for our encounters. Deadly 6 times per travel round. So we're just going to roll 6 dice. Every one indicates an encounter. No encounters. It's all 2s and 3s. All right. Oh, cool. So in morning, we do travel to 0602. When we get there, I want to know what we find in terms of point of interest. So I'm going to roll my d20. It's a 19. There's a barbarian camp. What do we know about the barbarian camp? 4. Barbarian camp that is being attacked by an invader. Okay. So let's see. So I'm just going to mark here barbarian camp. Being attacked by an invader. This is the kind of thing where I'm very tempted to say we should just nope out of here. Like, well, this is all very interesting and also not our business. So I'm kind of inclined to say that's what we're going to do. Okay. So Sarno is lawful. So he's going to be on the side of good. But here's the thing. These are barbarians. I don't expect the barbarians to necessarily be good. At the same time, being attacked by an invader. Invaders also don't expect to be good. I think Sarno can justify, let's just let them fight it out. And Alric is chaotically aligned. He's also fine with just letting them fight it out. This is not our business. We are going to just let it be. All right, so that is my attitude toward that one. All right, so I think we should just continue traveling because here we are in midday. We are allowed to travel twice before we have to stop to do some other activity like resting. Let's go ahead and roll this one. Sarno leading the way and failing. So fail to move forward. So we are still here in the Deadly Desert. Now I do want to have our wait. Alric's background is that he was a barbarian. This might possibly be the camp he came from. That might give him more reason to not want to be involved, actually. But at the very least, we're not getting as far from it as we might hope. Right, so let's go ahead and check here. This is going to be a check for keeping watch. Right, so it's a wisdom check. There's a +2 here for Alric. Okay, keeping watch. That is a 14, which is going to give us a 1 on a distance roll bonus if we have any encounters. Okay. We do have 2 encounters here. All right, so let's find out what those encounters are. So we are in the desert. So I'm going to pull up my desert list. In the desert. What do we have? It's a D100 roll. 93. The bleached skeleton of a ship covers a freshwater well. That's not a bad thing. So, like, I mean, that's and there's an ocean not too far away from here. So at some point, right, this was underwater. It no longer is, but we now have a source of water, which is kind of nice. So that is one encounter. Could not have gone better. Okay. The next encounter is O8. O8 is Ankeg's tunnel out of the sand in an ambush, 2d4 of them. All right, so I don't know what an Ankeg is. I'll have to look it up. But I do know what 2d4 are. And oh, of course, they each rolled a 4. So, we failed to travel, but we did find a ship over a well, and also we got attacked because it says there's an ambush by 8 Ankh-eggs. So let's look up what these creatures are. An Ankh-egg. Horse-sized, rust-brown insects. They burrow vast underground warrens into the bedrock. So two of these, not two of these, 8 of these, level 3. This is a lot. Um, we're in trouble. This happens in an ambush. So now, fortunately, we have been keeping watch, right? So that does give us perhaps a little more distance so we can like figure out how far away they are from us. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll that. I get a +1 on this. 5 plus 1 would be 6. So they are far away from us. So we do have some distance between us and them. Unfortunately, neither of us have any kind of distance weapons. So I'm like, even our dear Alric, who is a priest, he doesn't have anything. So, the question is, do we think we can turn in and run, or do we have to fight? Hmm. Is there a potential for us to run? No, there's not. Right. So we at least have to fight around, is the way that I'm going to rule that one. Okay, so there are 8 Ankh-eggs here. Right, so we've got, I'm just going to write them down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh gosh, this might be the end of the series. Okay, and they each have 14 hit points. Yeah, this is the kind of battle you want to run from, if at all possible. But apparently, we have determined that it really is not possible for us to try to run from where we are right now. So let's go ahead and give it a shot, see what happens. Um, Initiative, I think it makes sense since they are coming toward us, right? That I think that we can take the first shot. I'm just going to go ahead and rule that one. And in terms of how we're doing side initiatives, so it really doesn't matter the order in which we go. I think that it makes sense. Alric is first going to do Shield of Faith. Shield of Faith is his level 1, as a tier 1, rather, priest spell. Lasts for 5 rounds, and it gives him +2 to his AC, so he'd be up to 13. So let's just go ahead and see about that. So he needs a +2 on this. He needs an 11. He failed. Right. Didn't mishap it, but his Shield of Faith is now no longer available, and that failed. All right. Meanwhile, Sarno is just getting himself ready, I think. I think it would make sense, given the situation, he's going to pull out his shield. So he's going to be working with his great axe, held one handed, and with his shield. So one handed, it's going to do less damage. That's fine. And then he's also working with his shield as well, so that increases his AC to 15. I think it's going to be very important. Then they're going to have a turn. So let's look at these Ankh-eggs. Okay, the first one. Who's it going to attack? Well, just here we go. 1 through 3, it's Sarno. It's Sarno. So the first one attacks Sarno, and absolutely misses. This is fantastic. Uh, there's not really nothing special about it except that it does have. Oh, it would be attacking with an acid spray. That makes the most sense because it is coming toward it, and its movement is near, right? So that means it's going to take a couple turns for it to come to us, but it got, I'm going to say, within near, and then botched. So I think that I'm going to rule that it actually ends up. It sprays acid, but sprays acid and hits on keg number 2. Right, so I think that that's how I'm going to rule that, which means it's 2d6 damage, 7 damage done through friendly fire. Okay, the second one. Let's see. That one I think is also going to attack Sarno. Although now it's injured. It attacks Sarno and it just is a plain miss. It rolled a total of it's 7 and it's a +4, so it's a total of 11. Okay, it needs to have 15. The third one, I'm just going to say the first four are going to attack Sarno, the other four are going to attack Alric. And 13 plus 4 is 17. That is good enough. So it does actually hit Sarno again with 2d6 in acid spray. It's only 3 points of damage. So that's not terrible. All right. The next one is number 4. 14 plus 4 is good enough. So it also does, this time 5 points of damage. So Sarno is down. Okay, so on Sarno's turn, Sarno's going to be making death saves. Then Alric is being attacked by the other four. I'm just going to go ahead and roll 4d20s at once. I think that would be good enough. So anything that rolls 9 or higher is a hit here. What have we got? We've got 2 hits. Okay, 2 hits going to be a total of 4d6. I'm just going to roll it that way. And there are definitely at least 6 points of damage there. So he is also going to be making death saves. So, well, that was quick. We should have run. We should have run, but for some reason we decided not to because the die told us not to run. It didn't seem like it was going to be possible, right, for us to run. So here we are. Um, the two of us currently unconscious. Let's see how long we get. All right, and this is plus the con modifier. So Sarno first. He rolls a 2. So it means he's going to have 1 chance. Meanwhile, so I'm just going to put a 1 on him to indicate this chance. And then also we have Alric. He rolled a 2, which he gets a +1 on that, so he gets 3 chances. Okay, so Sarno first. Let's see. Does he manage to revive himself in his 1 turn? A 20 would do it. He does not. So Sarno is in fact dead. Meanwhile, Ulrich gets 3 chances. First chance, nothing. Second chance, so close, but not close enough. And third chance, no, I have a luck token. I'm going to go ahead and spend that luck token. Nope, nope, they're both dead. And thus, the story of Sarno comes to a terrible end as he is devoured. I assume the donkey is probably devouring him. I mean, what else would an animal do? Um, you look. Onceg, horse size, rust brown insects, burrow vast underground warrens. Yeah, he just dies from acid spray from this Onceg. That's it. So, thus ends the story of Sardo. That was fun. All right, so I'm just gonna call it there. I'm not sure what I'm going to do in terms of this particular um, series. Right, so I run kind of my fantasy series and my sci-fi series, and my sci-fi series currently is Cepheus. My This was my fantasy series. So I'm debating whether I want to try a different system, perhaps, maybe something that I've not done on the channel before, um, or whether I'm also thinking about maybe like setting this one aside and focusing more on the sci-fi stuff. Maybe um, we'll see what I decide. So you may possibly be hearing from me in a week, or maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. All right. So as for now, this is Prof E signing off.